Today we are going to learn the process that you need to go through to make your scarecrow. For video purposes, and because I didn't want to applique what I've got to do on my actual quilt that I've been working on, I'm going to be doing this on a scrap piece of fabric to show you the different steps that are necessary. With this scarecrow, you'll notice you have to have your hay bale already, the first one already done, because this is a layering process. And what I actually did, and I'm going to show you on the back of this one if you can see it, on the back of your pattern, on your quilt where your pattern is drawn, I actually started off by numbering. This is what I do when I do this, numbering the order that I want the scarecrow to be appliqued. So I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the first part is going to be his left leg. That's going to be 1. Right leg is 2. Then the left shirt front, right shirt front, 3 and 4. So then you've got your little scarf, your little necktie is going to be 5. The head is going to be 6. And then the hat, because your brim of your hat is on it's the very last thing you applique, so the top part of the hat is going to be 7 and the brim is going to be 8. So you're going to go left leg, left shirt front, right shirt front, necktie, head, top of hat, brim of hat. And that's the way I applique these down. So today, because this is mostly curves, and we've not done any curves, and there's a point or two, I'm going to show you how to do inside curves and points, as well as outside curves. The very first part is going to be an inside curve. And when you do this, first, as we've done before, you're going to applique just that first piece down, the leg. And then I went on ahead and did the hat up here for time purposes. But you've got your leg appliqued down, that first part, and I'm just going to show you this inside part. Whenever you've got an inside curve like this, it will not lay down unless you clip it. So you're going to go in, and I usually start by clipping just a little ways where that curve is starting. I'll start the clip. In this case, it's kind of at the bend of the knee. And I clip right up to the line that you're turning. And I'm going to clip, because this is a pretty tight curve, about every, just a little bit more than 1/8 of an inch, all along that curve. And just to make sure I've got it, I'm going to go just a little bit further there. Okay. Now, once again, because I'm going to, hopefully you can see this a little bit easier, I'm going to use a white thread. It contrasts with this black that I'm using as his pant leg here. And I'm going to cut that away. You're going to start by burying your knot, just like we've always done. Pull it through and turn it. Tuck as much of that under. Now, as you're tucking, if you realize it's not laying like you want to in that curve, then go ahead and clip a little bit closer to where you're starting. In my case, this worked. And I've got it laid down where my line, where you can see it. Can't see my line, and I'm going to start appliquing. Okay, now I'm up to where that clip is. And sometimes some fabrics really fray. This one is fraying for some reason. And if you have trouble with that, there are products out there you can buy. There's Fray Check, and just you can just put it in these little clips where it's not gonna, where it keeps it from fraying. But I'm going to take the next section that's clipped, and you can see it. It's right there. And I'm going to tuck it under. I'm also using a different needle than I'm used to, because this thread is a bigger thread, and it will not go through the eye of my applique needle, so I'm feeling just a little awkward. But you turn that under and you just keep right on appliquing right on through, taking tiny stitches. And I always take a stitch and come up just a little ways before my next section that I'm going to turn. And you're just going to keep going that way all through until you get to the end. Just taking the next section and turning it, making sure it tucks under to where you don't see. In my case, I drew the line, and it just helps, especially on dark fabrics. I have a harder time seeing those pinholes, and you may not have that problem. Okay, you're just going to keep right on going. Sometimes it's necessary to cut that basting thread out of your way. If it keeps popping into your way, just trim it off. Okay. And there we are. That is how you get that inside curve done. And you see, it's laying down. Again, it's laying down all the way along that curve. And that's how you do that. That is how you make an inside curve. You have to clip it, or it's not going to lay flat. It will just bunch up on you. Now, in the next video, I am going to show you how to do the points, as well as an outside curve and an inside point. Again, this week we're going to have 2 parts to our video tutorial, and this is the first part. We're going to move on to the second part now. Thank you.